Randy Howder, say hi to the camera.
Hey, everybody.
Where'd you get your camo pants?
I'm not sure.
Did you make them at the house?
I did. I got a sewing machine. Me and my wife, we kind of put it together, and
Because I don't like paying for shit. I'd rather make it at the house.
Yeah, like what? What other kind of stuff do you make?
Homegrown stuff. Yeah.
He's lying. He don't make shit. He don't make shit. He is lying to you.
But I like the idea of homegrown.
So when we were pulling in here tonight, David or Rusty from the Griswolds.
David from Roseanne.
How'd you get mixed up with him?
Who's that, Johnny?
Yeah.
You know
it's
what?
crazy. I don't think of him as Johnny. I think of him as all of his characters.
Yeah, I got. Oh, yeah.
Hillbilly Live.
I like how sometimes when you're talking to someone, you will just absolutely make stuff up. Like just
What's fun? It's fun to do that.
What have you ever made in your life?
I mean, I used to make things when I was in like really, really young age, like preschool, kindergarten, that time frame of my life. I used to make all those little fun things, and take them back home to my mom. That's about the last time I ever
But
made
nothing
anything.
of like a particular use.
Well,
Like,
no,
did you ever make your mom pants?
I make drinks. I make mixed drinks now.
Okay.
I make Jack and Cokes quite
All right.
often.
I'll take that. I'll take.
Oh, and
that
I
as
can
a
pour
win.
beer into a glass.
Look, we all have our own talents.
Yeah.
Right. All right. There you go. Hey, y'all. I'm Amber Parker.
I'm Brian Taylor.
Welcome back on a Monday. This is the Hillbilly Live 15-minute morning show.
How was your weekend?
Ooh,
Oh, you're going to ask me
Jinx.
that. You were going to ask.
Jinx, you owe me a Coke. Jinx.
Yeah, now you're really showing your age again.
All right, I'll go first. So I was home over the weekend. Well, I came back Saturday, but Friday night, my Aunt Jamie fired up the grill. Everybody went all out. That is a butterflied filet, baked
That looks
potato
good.
salad, ranch dressing, and those are two, count them, of my Grandma Linda's deviled eggs.
I mean, that meal looks delicious. What'd you have to drink with it?
I just had water.
Should have been a cold beer. Steak and cold beer go perfect together.
I can't do a cold beer, so
Sorry.
water. Yeah, but it was good. It was delicious. Everybody kept, where are the deviled eggs? Where are the deviled eggs? It was the 2-year-old, I think, downed the most of them. He got 3.5. I found the other half on his plate, and I went to put it in my mouth, and his mom goes, I think that was in his mouth. But you don't waste Grandma Linda's deviled eggs.
And I get that.
So I
and
ate
at least
it.
your family, you wouldn't eat after a stranger.
I mean, for Grandma Linda's deviled eggs, you never know.
You'd make an exception.
You never know. How was your weekend? I saw you were out and about being active in the country music community.
Yeah, I went and saw Landco. They were in town over the weekend. Actually, in Denver and in Colorado Springs over the weekend. They played the Grizzly on Friday, then stopped at Boot Barn Hall Saturday night. But before the show, me and my buddy Cody actually went and played Top Golf, and we found that they have some of the best cheese dip queso that I've ever had, ever. And I wouldn't think of that at Top Golf, but there you go.
All right, there you go. I will say this picture where you're all lined up with Landco, you almost can't tell who's in the band and who isn't because y'all came with your fancy hats too.
I mean, we try to blend in the best we can.
Right.
And we were already a little tipsy when we got to that show because Top Golf, the beer was good.
I mean, I've only been to Top Golf once, but it was a lot of fun. But my biggest, in fact, I was trying to explain to my mom and my aunt this weekend what Top Golf was.
How'd that go?
It went well, and I remembered when you and I went together, and you got so frustrated because you couldn't hit the ball that you just grabbed it and threw it when you thought no one was looking.
Well, because I was trying to get points. I couldn't get points by swinging at the damn thing. I mean, and I remember, we went and hung out with Maddie and Tay at that thing.
Yeah.
And Maddie and Tay were actually hitting the ball better than we were.
I mean, I wasn't as bad as you. Luckily, we're not getting sponsored on our golf skills.
Yeah, thank God.
We do want to thank Elite Auto Service in Colorado Springs. Thank you, Brian. We appreciate you.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, you
At
can
least
go
I
get
do.
the.
I do.
I look. if we're talking about who appreciates who more, it's probably me
Probably.
if it was a competition. But you could go there, get your car service, whatever you need. They can help you out. If you're in Colorado Springs, of course. So there you go. Elite Auto Service, sponsor of this episode. We appreciate them so much. Thanks, y'all. Check them out on Facebook, right? Right, Brian?
Yes. Yes. I got a Facebook page.
All right. There you go. Now that we've got the business, the food, and the weekend out of the way, let's
And
go
see,
ahead.
now I'm hungry. I am hungry as hell.
Okay, well, you've got a 5-second interval where you can get a snack. Ready, go.
Hillbilly Live.
Did that help? Did you make it?
No.
Not enough time.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Look, it's only a 15-minute show. You can make it through. You can starve, okay, for 15 minutes to make it through.
I'm going to wither away.
You had all morning. All right, so big news of the day. Zac Brown Band denied entry to Canada. Not all members of the band could get in, so they had to cancel their show in Canada because if we're not all going, we're not all going.
I'd be so pissed.
Yeah.
So pissed.
Because they've been to Canada. They've played in Canada before, but I guess, you're kind of at the mercy of whoever's at the gate.
Oh,
right?
yeah. That's how it goes. I mean, it's like getting pulled over by a cop. It depends on how nice the cop is. They've
Luck
got a
of the
lot of
draw.
power. And if I was a Canadian fan of Zac Brown Band, I would find out who that agent was and write them some nasty letters because they ruined my Friday night. And I'd be so pissed.
Oh, luckily we have no ties to Canada and we mean no harm. Look, you got to be real careful these days, Brian. You got to be real careful. We are not pissed at Canada.
Yeah, we're not saying write letters to any of the agents, but I mean, I'm just saying I would if I was there, but I'm not there, so I can't.
But
I can't. Yeah.
We're not mad at Canada. No. Also, I think this is a fun game that CMT has been playing where an artist asks another artist a question. This time, Dierks Bentley had a question for Hardy with his upcoming wedding.
Wedding coming up. I was just curious if you can be writing those vows for your wedding and maybe turn those vows into a song, and if so, can I have it for my next record?
That's a great question. No, we are not writing our own vows. And I don't really know why we landed on that, but I think more than anything, she just didn't, I think, want to cry her absolute eyes out, and I would absolutely crush her with vows if I wrote my own vows, because it's just kind of what I do.
That's kind of what I do.
I mean, it is. I mean, it's what he does. He writes great songs, and he's like a lyrical genius. So
he's a wordsmith. Exactly. He'd be good at vows. I think though, if I was skilled and that was my moment to express my love in words.
That'd be the place to do it. I get it, but let's be real. You do cry. I couldn't even get through my vows because I started crying like an idiot. I mean, it's a beautiful moment because you're realizing the dream is coming true, that some woman actually said yes to marrying me.
I know. I'll probably have to have someone stand next to me and say words as I go.
Amber would like to say.
Yes.
She loves you.
This is what those squeaks mean. But okay,
you
so
squeak too when you cry.
I know.
It's okay though.
Squeak,
it's okay.
And they're snot and
it's natural.
Coughing. It's just
it's love, Amber. It's love. Publicly.
I know. I found new music on Facebook. I love it when that happens. Elle King has new music. And I've always wondered just how country Elle King can really be. And I think this one is the one that really highlights it. This one took me back a little bit. It reminds me of the poppy country female songs that we heard growing up. That's what that reminded me of. I'm with a modern.
And I love it. I love the grocery store setting because that's where you do find Jesus a lot. I mean, let's be real. But when life goes downhill, if you find Jesus, you're good. You're good. Always good. Yeah, Elle King knows. But hold on. Let's go back to the drunk song with Miranda Lambert. That was pretty damn country too.
It was, but she was in there with Miranda, so it's like, is that just is it that country because of Miranda? And she had one with Dierks, and it's like, is it that country because of Dierks? It's like, let's see Elle King.
No, Elle King's country.
Elle King is
Oh,
country.
yeah, she's country.
She's country.
Because in the South,
She's-
that's the thing. You have to try Jesus. And it's also safer to try Jesus a lot of times, depending on who you're dealing with.
well, and depending on what the other option to try is.
You
know
know,
what?
you're in Alabama.
I know.
You know this.
Oh, for sure. So this next story made me think of you. And you know what? I choose a lot of stories because they make me think of you. And I am disappointed that you're not a part of this competition.
Hillbilly Live.
Did you know that there is a national mullet championship?
Oh, and there has been for years, Amber. For years.
I have been trying to talk you into growing a mullet for years.
But see, I don't know if I can get the mullet like glorious. I mean, it has to
You-
be
look,
top notch.
If you
Like,
had
Top of
started
the
your
mullet food
mullet
chain.
when I started begging you to grow a mullet, you would have a Billy Ray Cyrus situation happening right now. It would be long. It would be luxurious.
I feel like Neil McCoy's mullet back in the day was better than Billy Ray Cyrus's.
Either way, you would be stacking up with the two. You would be able to beat this guy for sure.
22 USA main event mullet championships. Your winner is Scott Salvador.
Got medal.
Yeah, see, I don't know if
You could
that's
do
really
better
that
than
great.
that.
I mean, it's okay.
You could do
That's not-
better than that.
And why is it people are like going with like the perm mullet? Remember the perm mullet? Remember the nice
Oh.
little tight perm curled mullet back in
Oh,
the day?
I remember the perm mullet.
My friend's
course.
dad had one of those.
My aunt had one of those.
Everybody had one of those. And I did. It wasn't perm, but I had a little bit of a mullet for a little while. And then I got tired of it because it was just, I mean, it was kind of ridiculous.
You know, but it's coming back. Lean
Oh,
into
thank God it
Brian.
is. Thank God it
Bring
is.
it back. Lean into it.
And I like how some people never let it go. They just kept it from the 90s.
And now they're coming back in style. Everything comes
Just
back
got to hang
around.
on.
Come on, Brian, you can do it. All right, let's flip over to TikTok. This is a feel-good day. No shit, nowhere.
Hillbilly Live.
Well, I mean, I guess there might be because this is a video of a cow, but he's playing fetch.
A bull.
This is a
It's a
bull.
bull.
Bull with horns.
There's
a bull with
differences.
horns, playing fetch with a giant barrel.
I think it's really the cutest thing ever.
Look, he's gonna wing it. That's
I mean, 'cause-
he's gonna go get it.
Because bulls are kind of like dogs, you know. If you get to know them and you raise them, you bottle feed them when they're babies, and you raise them into being grown bulls, they're almost like family dogs, as you can tell.
I'll tell you
Not
what.
not saying you should pull over to the side of the road and try to do that on your own.
No,
'cause
no, you
That's
shouldn't.
not safe.
It's not a good idea.
You have to know the bull.
And be be a little too brave probably. After last Thursday, if you'll recall, our last story made me laugh so hard that I coughed.
I thought you were going to die.
I coughed so hard I cried. I couldn't speak. I had to take myself off screen.
Your face
Snot
got red.
came. I coughed for 15 minutes after this was over. So when I saw this video today, I thought, you know what? This is the perfect highlighted example. Stuff happens at live shows.
Yes, it
Technical
does.
difficulties. That was a technical difficulty
Yeah,
on
and
my
there's
throat's
nothing
part.
you can do. You just got to
Ab-
wing it.
You just got to wing it like Cody Johnson did when his sound went out. They could get the drums, they could get the bass and his mic, but that was it.
Well, listen to me story
So I
about
took
a
advantage.
man named Jed, a poor man named Billy, kept his belly fed. And then one day he was digging for some brew, and up from the ground grew up.
They just rapped some stuff to the
I
beat.
love it.
It
I
was
love it.
great.
That was also one of the best shows, you know, back in the day. One of the
It
best shows ever.
was.
Of course, I grew up on the reruns,
The Beverly Hillbillies were awesome.
and I always wanted that in my life.
I always
to
wanted that
find some-
car. That you
Well, I didn't
remember.
want the car. I did not
I
want
wanted
that
the car. I wanted to drive the car.
Would you have driven that thing around?
I mean, I didn't want that to be like my vehicle, like when I turned 16, but like I wanted to drive the car.
And I will say, Granny Hillbilly. Ooh, I loved her.
She was awesome.
She was like America's grandma back in the day.
She was something else. That is for sure.
They're hillbillies, of course. They're always something else.
All right, y'all. You can read about all these stories, watch all these videos at hillbillylive.com. We'll be back tomorrow around noonish, 11-ish, where Brian's at in Colorado, Mountain Time. There you go. Until then, be safe, drink lots, and eat plenty. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Bye.